ever for a linebacker. Broncos cornerback Patrick Surtain was also highlighted, who was another player Dallas was targeting on draft night before Denver swooped in and got him with the 9th overall pick. So, Shannon, will Micah Parsons end up being better than Patrick Surtain?
Skip, I think both of these guys are going to be really good. And, I was really bullish on Micah Parsons coming out. And I thought he was the best player, the best defensive player in the draft. And the Cowboys were very fortunate to be able to slide back, get more draft capital, and still be able to get it, what I thought was the best defensive player in the draft. Now, the reason why I'm going to lean towards Micah Parsons being slightly better because he plays the linebacker position, which is more impactful than a cornerback. He's closer to the line of scrimmage, Skip. They're going to use him to blitz. He can stop the run. He's shown his ability to stop the run. But what he hadn't unleashed him on is his ability to rush the passer, which he did a lot at Penn State. Now, I like Pat Surtain because he has all the measurables. He's tall. He's physical. He has tremendous technique. He's in a great defensive scheme. Vic Fangio, he has a front four that can go get after the quarterback.
And he was taught well by
his dad, Senior, Pat Surtain Senior. So, Skip, there's a lot of things to like about both of these guys, but more times than not, the linebacker is going to be more impactful. That's why normally you see when you come to defensive rookie of the year, I'm trying to think, the last cornerback to win defensive player of the year, have been many of them. Stephon Gilmore, then probably you got to go back to Charles Woodson, Ed Reed Palomalu, but normally it's linebackers.
Yep.
Guys that's close to the line of scrimmage that can go get at the team's quarterback that's impactful in that way. I believe both of these guys, Skip, are destined to be Pro Bowl multiples, All-Pro multiples.
Yes.
But I just believe this year I think Parsons will have a little better year.
Okay. Because it's almost going to become, on the NFL level, a Trae Young-Luka situation where they're kind of joined at the hip a little bit because forever they're going to be compared and contrasted because one team decided, I'll take him over him, and you know the story. And you go back and forth. Boy, Trae's coming on, but Luka's this. Back and forth. And, yeah, I'll go Luka over Trae. I'm not the biggest Luka fan, but it's just going to be an ongoing, raging debate.
Correct.
And Trae closed the gap a little bit this year, I thought. Okay? Similarly, maybe these aren't as glamorous of players in the National Football League.
Because they're on the defensive side. If they were quarterbacks.
I got it. But still, you use the word impactful. I say both are going to be hugely impactful.
Yes.
And I'm about to argue a little bit against myself here, but you know how I went on record before the draft.
You wanted Pat Surtain Jr.
Badly. His father was a really good NFL cornerback, and he mirrors his father. And I just liked him in interviews. He's so mature for his age. He's so confident in a good way.
Yeah.
And at that position, confidence is everything.
Yeah.
It can get destroyed at the cornerback position as quickly as it can at the quarterback position, where you just lose all faith and hope. You just get lost.
You're on an island.
You're on an island. And I believe he is a lockdown, shutdown, solo corner that you can put on that best receiver and say, we're okay. We don't have to worry about him. I'm not saying he's Dion. He's a Pro Bowl cornerback.
Yes.
And I believe he is destined, I'm going to knock on wood for him, just injury-wise. If he stays healthy, reasonably healthy, he could make 10, 12 straight Pro Bowls. He is that quality, that caliber of a player.
He's more athletic than his dad. He's bigger than his dad. I believe his technique is better than his dad was at that point. Obviously, Skip, his dad taught him. So he went to a top-notch program in high school, I think St. Thomas Aquinas. He went to the best program in all of football, in college football, Alabama. So he's used to playing on big stage.
Saban coaches the defensive backs.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, Skip, I believe that he's equipped to be in this moment.
So, unfortunately for me, your Denver Broncos were sitting at 9 and my Cowboys were sitting at 10 in the first round of this past draft.
Correct.
And I'm sitting there, and I know my Cowboys were sitting on Patrick Surtain. I just believe with all my heart and soul they were poised to take him at 10. And you know what happened? Denver said no, because I thought Denver might take a quarterback. I wasn't sure. I know they Yeah, I thought they were going to take. I thought they might take a quarterback also. Maybe
Justin Fields was sitting right there,
and Mac Jones was sitting there. Okay, so Dallas is shocked, like they pulled the rug right out from underneath us.
Right.
And so Jerry says, okay, I'm out. And so they moved back 2 slots because Philly, wanted to go up to 10 to get Devontae.
Right.
And they trade back 2 slots to 12 because now they're saying, well, next on our board is your guy that you said should have been first on their board, Micah Parsons. My issue with Micah was he had opted out of the previous, for COVID purposes, the previous year. So I didn't get to see a final year of him at Penn State. When I did turn on my TV the previous year, he would flash off my screen.
Absolutely.
Because he is everywhere on the football field. Okay, now I'm going to hark back, speaking of impactful, to what the great Jimmy Johnson taught me from the start when he first took over in 1989. He said, I believe at any level, NFL, college, high school, you win with pass rush and cornerbacks. And they go hand in hand, obviously.
They do.
And sometimes your cornerbacks can save your pass rush if you don't have much of it. And many times the pass rush can save the cornerback.
Correct.
But he said those are his 2 priorities on the defensive side. Okay, so now to your question about Micah, can he rush the passer? I saw him rush at Penn State. I didn't see him rush a lot in the preseason, but I don't think they unleashed him a lot.
Neither do I.
Okay, so here's my point. If he can get you 8-10 sacks a year, that kind of pass rusher, if he can be Von Miller-esque coming off the edge.
Well, Skip, he's gonna be more Devin White-ish. Devin White, I think, had 8 sacks. Can he be that? Can he be impactful?
But Von Miller is listed as a linebacker,
Yeah, he is.
right?
He is.
Okay.
And that's why
he stands up a lot.
That's why the Broncos didn't go in that direction, because they got Vaughn and they had Chubb.
Okay.
Now, had they lost Vaughn, maybe Micah Parsons is a viable option opposite of Chubb.
Okay.
But since they kept Vaughn, they went to the cornerback position. And I thought it was probably going to be either a quarterback. I thought quarterback first, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, or they were going, if Surtain was there. I think the biggest surprise, Skip, was Carolina taking J.C. Horn at 8. I think that was the shock. That was a lot of people like, over Surtain, over Parsons?
Right. And I think Dallas was in the derby there with J.C. Horn. I'm not sure. I just think they were ready to take Patrick Surtain.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if Micah can stand up on the edge and get loose and rush the passer and give you occasional double-digit sack years, you got me. Then you're correct, and I will be happily incorrect on this one, because that will only bolster a defense that was historically bad last year. It does. And yet the Micah I saw in preseason was all over the field. Without often rushing the passer, he covers like cover anybody. He can cover wideouts if you need him to, but he can definitely cover the tight end. So my point is that, wait a second, you want to talk about nose for the football? Everywhere the ball was, he was in the middle of it. Fumbles are happening. He's recovering. He's helping Keanu Neal dislodge a football. He's got a nose for the ball that you rarely see, and you can't coach it or teach it. So I'm going to give you that. But listen, when you have Patrick Surtain and it's Deion-esque, where you can just say, just take him. Just take Julio, whoever it is. Just take him. Just take him out of the game. We trust you over there with him solo, okay?
Yep, he's going to have his growing pains because he's a rookie, and the guys are going to take advantage of some things that, as rookies, you don't really know all the techniques and all the little things like that. But with Von Miller and Chubb putting pressure, he shouldn't have to hold up very long. And the thing with this kid here, Skip, I don't know how much they're going to walk him to the edge. I think they'll blitz him like they do Devin White. You see Devin White's in his linebacker position, and the next thing you know, he's shooting the gap. He's getting matched up on a running back. He blows the running back up, and he's got your quarterback in the backfield. I think that's how they're going to use him. That's how I would use him, because they're very similar. I believe he's a little faster than Devin White. Not the size. Devin White's a big man.
Big man.
He's a big man.
I mean,
but
Mike is still a little slender.
Yes. Right? Devin White is solid. He's like a block. And he's farm. He got a farmer's body, Skip, because he bought. I bought me a piece of land, and I got cattle and got all that stuff. So he's a man's man, strong. I believe that's how they're going to try and use Micah Parsons, like Tampa used Devin White.
Is there some Levante David due to Kelsey?
Yep.
He took Kelsey out of the game. Okay.
Yes.
Well, can Micah do a lot of that?
He could, Skip, but it's going to take time. Levante David has been in the game long enough, and he knows. He's like, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get my hands on him, get physical. If I can just get physical.